Got a team! Welcome back to Anno 1800 on PS5 console. Right, time has elapsed a little bit, and some things have changed. I've added some things. This is a saltpeter works, which I'm getting ready to make some advanced weaponry with. And you will see from the top left-hand corner that I don't have a lot of money. I've been spending a lot of money. I also was losing a lot of money and nearly temporarily went bankrupt till I sold some expensive factories and clawed some money back and figured out that it was furs here in Wost. I was short of furs and it was tanking my economy. We have some things over here. So I figured out the way this works. So this is the oil power plant producing electricity, and it produces electricity along the roads in accordance with where the green lines are. So there are some factories, like the motor assembly line factory, for example, that require electricity, so you have to put them within this area of effect, which is this green area. So consequently, there were a whole load of houses here. You remember I did say it was going to cause trouble. Well, I moved them all out. So what I'm going to have to do is make this into kind of industrial area, which is fine. I have no problem with that because I just move people around, so that's okay. I still haven't got this sorted. I was close to it, but I was short of cash because I was spending money, and then I got sidetracked in other things, as you do, and then economies and stuff and all the rest of it. So there you go. So this is Wost, and Wost is quite large now. I mean, it's certainly not pretty and well laid out, and it's grown very organically. And we've made it all the way up to the coast. And we've got a few things happening over here and, balancing needs and things. And we made it all the way over here to this side. So, effectively, Wost is kind of... Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to do that. Let's go back again. Yeah, so if effectively, Wost is sort of finished. Really. I mean, I say finished. Obviously, it's not the complete finished affair, because there's still things that I need to build. If we have a look at the tree, engineers, I've still got electricity, so I need 1,750 engineers. There's still, I'm not fully making pocket watches. Coffee needs to come in. I am making steam motors. I'm not making advanced weaponry just yet. That's what the saltpeter is for, though. And I haven't made the most of some like dock weaponry and so on. I'm not making spectacles and things, but I am getting there. And I haven't had these guys go all the way fully up in terms of needs. So I don't know what you get beyond engineer. Investor, is that what I hear? Is it, because I hear the term investor and I've seen trophies for investors and things. So I'm assuming beyond engineer is investor. Anyway, and I don't know if there's anything after that. Banker, whatever. Anyway, so Wost is pretty much completed. I'll be tinkering around and moving stuff about and everything else, but I can't really... There's bits I can do, but I can't really do a whole heck of a lot more with Wost. I just want to get this steam shipyard built so we can talk about getting some steam ships, which just seems to be taking me an age. Anyway. Korozova is the same as it's always been. I haven't really done anything with it. Most things are full. I'm selling a whole truck ton of stuff, as you can see, or using it to trade among my other islands, but I really have no intention of doing anything else with it. It is just trucking along fine. And I'm making the money that I'm making from it, and I'm happy with that. Sancerre. Sancerre is also now completed all the way out. I'm waiting to make another dock. I just need to import some more materials for that. Now, it does have limestone and I can make reinforced concrete, but I need to get these guys up, and I haven't quite got them up yet. which you know, I'm getting there, but it's a bit of a nuisance because it's the only reason I'm developing this is because they have copper over here, which I need, and they have limestone over here, which I need. So I've built up the island as much as I can, but I need to continue to develop and promote the people so that I can get them, I can get us up a level, and I can get more of the engineers so that I can use that. Because if I switch it on,
to resume as soon as permitted.
I'm short 25 people, which is a bit of a nuisance. So given it's the only thing on this island that is using up those people, I can't fully staff it yet. But it is on my list of things to do. Dedenbury, yes, Dedenbury has been expanding and growing and expanding and growing. I still haven't got this copper mine up and running. Again, just tackling other things. So we've pushed all the way up to this end of the island with Dedenbury and sort of across to the middle, but we've obviously got this bit over here. I realise that if I want to make the most of Dedenbury, I need to put a warehouse near these guys. That if I want to make the most of Dedenbury, I'm going to need electricity and oil. So what I'm proposing is that I bring the oil in here and I have an oil power plant over here, and I use this area over here to make the most of the oil situation because I have to run train tracks and I have to do various other bits and pieces. There's no other reason for trains to be running anywhere else, but I can use this beach and this area here to make oil. So I've sort of stopped over here for now, although it's a vast amount of area, but I want to get this up and running and see how this expands out over here. I've got plenty of people on Dedenbury, it's not an issue. Short a few basic bits and pieces. Rum is a happiness issue, not a needs issue. Over here, we're all good with needs, but we could be happier because we've got the rum issue, which is a new world issue. We'll talk about that in a minute. Railhampton! I did say I was going to expand Railhampton, and I did, by Jove, I did. Oh, and here's what I wanted. A second dock. So, yeah, well, you left me with just crossed over. So, yes, we've continued to go, and we've gone. So we've transitioned all the way out here, and we're looking at building up the various infrastructure and supply chains and various bits and pieces we need to keep our ever-expanding artisanal culture working. And these guys now find themselves short of fur coats, which means I need to set up a trade for furs and a trade for cotton to keep this lot happy, or to get them happy before they start tanking my money, which would be really, really annoying. But I have managed to go all the way over here and push everything out as much as I can. As far as this, there's still a few agricultural spaces to check out. And I've got this headland which I can build up with some crops and things, because I haven't even started over here with this long beach, and we've got more iron. So again, Railhampton, this is where I probably want to build the oil. This is where I want to bring the oil and the industry in over this side, because I've already got this as kind of an agricultural side. I've got this as the kind of, that was obviously my starting side. And I've got some things here, like we do have limestone and we could make concrete, but don't have the staff. Need 75, so it's a bit of a nuisance. So I'm trying to get these up to speed. Whew. Yeah, so that's it. Well, I don't know. What are we up to now? 3.5 hours, I think, or more of play to sort of get this far and sort of tidy these bits and pieces up. And as you can see, I haven't fully tidied it up, and I haven't even started on the new world since where you left it. So what my next proposed plan is, I'm going to let this run just a little bit and try and balance a couple of things out to stabilize this income because I need more money. I really need to be up above sort of like 250,000, 300,000, and that takes time. And every time I'm spent building things and building things and building things, it's just sucking my money away. So that's that. So I need to get some of these needs sorted. I need to get that money up, and when that money is up, we will go and have a look at the New World, and we will start trying to get some of those New World islands completed fully off, and see if we can't get the supply of goods that we need from the New World over to the Old World, shall we? We'll see you all soon. Oh, right, okay. We're back. So, blimey, some time has elapsed since you were last here. As you can see, judging from the bank balance up in the corner, I'm at 500,000! Wow! And I tell you what caused that. I expanded a whole bunch of these artisans here into our favorite engineers here, and I'm just letting it balance out a little bit. It's not quite sorted out with sewing machines, but we might even up some more because I was languishing around 6.5, 7k, and it was a real slow slog to 300,000. And I thought, holy heck, you know, it's going to take ages. And then I managed to sort out some issues with Woast, and suddenly I could promote a whole load of people, and suddenly it's worth an awful lot more money, which means I can do this at long last. Yes! I can build a steam shipyard, which means that I can construct steam cargo ships and oil tankers to cart oil around. And look at this thing, a battle cruiser, a monitor you need an investor for, and a flamethrower monitor you need an investor for. We need advanced weaponry for that, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. But yeah, look at this. An oil tanker and an advanced cargo ship. Let's build one of those, eh? Just for the heck of it. I mean, just for fun. Let's just position it out here. So yeah, a couple of things. So before we go any further, hey, look, remember I was saying, how do you know how far the electricity goes? Well, it turns out if you zoom in, there's electricity cables installed along the sides of the roads. Well, middle of the roads, I guess. So that's how you know, and it's obviously indicated by the green lines because there's a whole load of these things here that require electricity to work. This one's on pause, and the reason this one is on pause, this is bicycles for the old penny farthing, and I need caoutchouc. Oh, I don't know what that is. Presumably it's rubber for making tires. And I don't have any because I've only just started the trade on that, and they haven't arrived yet. They're about 4 minutes away. I will get them though, and this guy's run out of brass. So I'll slow you down again. I periodically stop them, and start them, and stop them, and start them. It's as you do, to keep things ticking along. So, blimey. Right, well, we're finally in the Steam Age. Yes! We got some things to sort out, but we are getting there. So we are getting some trades in. Now then, advanced weaponry. Let's talk about advanced weaponry, because that's going to hold us back a bit. This is an advanced weaponry thing. And for advanced weaponry,
celebrate your leadership.
Thank you, we needed an awful lot more engineers. Now I've only just got engineers, so we need to put this somewhere where it is going to get some elastic trickery. Now what I wonder is if I run this, because you see there's a road in here, if I run this road up here, and if it actually lets me drag it all the way up here. Will it run the lines up here? It will. Excellent. Because what I was planning on doing was taking this advanced weaponry, and we need to make the dynamite factory. There's something you want to live next door to. Hello! What's that over there? They're building a dynamite factory. Oh, that sounds spiffing. What could possibly go wrong? Absolutely nothing, my dear. Absolutely nothing. So we need that before we can build that, which is an absolute monster. And in fact, what I might do is I might just, after having put that there, put it over there. Don't worry, it's alright. It's fine. The children will love the smell of dynamite in the morning. Yeah, because I'm going to have to build this walloping great big huge beast. Which I may as well put the blueprint down for. Because that's the advanced heavy weapons factory. So that's what we need if we want to move on up to battle cruiser. I need 25 advanced weapons. I can't get those without investors, which is fine. I've seen Beryl O'Mara has those, and I guess they must be better. I don't know. I can't see how better they are, but presumably they're better, and that's why they're locked. But anyway, look, we're underway. We're underway in the Steam Age, so there you go. So that's woes. Then we got a truck ton of fuel. We got 1,145 of fuel. Is that a warehouse? I think he's probably doing fine. So yeah, so that's woed, 500,000. We're getting there. Absolutely not a problem. Let's have a look at what these balances look like. Thanks, I am a genius. You know, we can probably even upgrade some more. Can we get to 15k? Let's not go too crazy. We'll do this lot. We'll do that lot, and we'll wait and see how those needs balance out. Put those interesting... Put like some interesting sneaky back alleys and things in there. I've said it before, they're a lovely asset. I love it. I generally love the detail in the whole thing. It's very detailed. Very, very detailed. The whole thing of Anno is really super detailed. And it's got all these models have been really well crafted. Look at all that ironwork on top. And you know, the attention to detail for all the ironwork and things, and you know, you've got all these retainers and retaining walls, and this is on a slope, and it just, you know, the playground, and I mean the theater, you know, with the lights and the people with the hats and I really like the feel of it, and in a lot of ways the game distracts you from that because you don't really have time to sit down and have a look at it, but it's just lovely. I mean, it just looks lovely when you get down to it. It looks lovely. There's some things about the game that are not lovely, but that's lovely. You know, the whole, like, the fact that you can zoom in and see that, and you can wander off into the wilds of the wilderness, and you wander about, you can find little Easter eggs of animals and things lurking around and stuff. It's just, yeah, it sure is. You know, it's just really nice. Anyway, that's woes. So woes is still as big and busy as ever, still full of as many people as ever, and all the rest of it. And there's plenty of things going on and everything else. That's woes. Koritsova, I did a little rebalance with Koritsova, and I went heavy on the hops because we've been relying an awful lot on the hops, and they're now back up again, which is really, really good, but we'd managed to completely knacker them. So I added in a whole load more hop stuff. I got rid of some stuff. You can see we've got things here. We're now full. We're now full with hops, which is great because I can either increase the hops that I have been trading to other places, or I can swing back on some things like this. So we got red peppers coming out our ears, for example. We've got grain coming out our ears. We've got wood and clay and everything else coming out our ears. So I can always go back and delete those and readjust them and put in something else. But not a big concern of mine for right now. It doesn't make a huge difference to my economy. you know, things like promoting people to from artisan to engineer does. Sancerre is the same. You know, I tweaked things, balanced things, moved things around. I had a concrete factory there, as you recall, but it was just I couldn't make it work. I just couldn't make it work. What are they missing?
We've run out of gubbins.
Gubbins. See, I need to get some more grain over here to Sancerre so that they can keep these guys happy with
bright and gay.
booze, perhaps. I might be able to promote these up to the extent that I can. No, I've got to get these people promoted all the way up to engineer to be able to make a concrete factory. So at the minute, I'm just using this for limestone and sending it elsewhere, and I'm kind of okay with that. Oh, sorry, skip past Denbury, back again. Denbury, right. Denbury's an interesting one. I haven't got around to sorting out oil yet because it was focused on other things. As you recall, I need to build this thing. So now I have the stuff for this thing. I can build that thing, and then I can build that thing. And what I need to do is probably connect those up by a road, or they'll get very, very, very unhappy about life, the universe, and everything in general. So I'll connect them up to there. Right. So, and I may as well upgrade it because, just because. And do it again, just because. Right, so now we can do that. We will get an oil tanker constructed. That'll be the next thing at Wost. And we can start shipping oil over here. Once we've got a little bit of an oil supply over here, we can set up what we were going to set up over here, which was going to be our electricity production and you know, development area for things like a steam shipyard, concrete manufacture, and everything else. So we can start expanding Denbury into what Wost is. Wost got the advance ahead of this, and I've kind of been holding off here. And we're still trying to iron out things like sewing machines, which are a major pain in the bottom for everybody. Over here, what's his problem?
I'm missing particular materials.
Yeah, so I need to balance them out, get those sewing machines sorted, get a few things on the tickety-boo in Denbury, and we can get Denbury up to scratch. Because they're sort of missing iron ore and a few bits and pieces. Which is fine. We'll sort it out. Won't be an issue. Rail Lambton is still on the go. We had was it Rail Lambton we had issue with? We had to build a hospital at the hospital. That might have been a while ago. Yeah, we haven't. We did obviously we did this big expanse, but we haven't really done anything since when to get 300,000, unless you count this. So I had to come over here because we needed
Stand to attention for the boss.
zinc desperately. We need zinc to make brass over in Wost, and while I was over here, I figured we may as well suck up some more iron. So we can definitely use. We'll probably find that this place is. I don't have enough people. That's a concrete plant again. Don't have enough people to run it. But oh, what they're short. They're short of coal, so we need to make some charcoaling places. But from a purely iron ore perspective, 497. So they're trucking along. So I need to balance out some iron on here, balance out a few bits of places in other places, and that'll be fine. So that is the main islands in the old world. Old sorted. Sancerre and Koratova really doing the same they've been doing. Wost and Denbury really working hard on getting Wost balanced up and trying to get that steamer shipyard built, and balanced up a few trades and various other bits and pieces. And Rail Lambton and Denbury will come along soon. In terms of the trades, again, continual juggling escapades, and like I said, some of these come up with errors, and it's usually because storage is full. So Denbury's actually rammed So I can probably remove that. So Denbury isn't going to run out of fur coats, so I can probably trade more fur coats with, I think they were trading fur coats to Wost. Fur coats, Denbury to Wost. Yeah, because it only got 25, so I can probably bump that all the way up to 50. And bump that all the way up to 50. And then that will sort that out. In part, anyway. Yeah, and you know, balancing trading, you know, who's doing what's happening between, you know, internally between, let's say, we've got Wost and Sancerre, we've got Denbury and Wost, we've got Kortsova and Denbury, Kortsova and Denbury, Kortsova and Railhampton, and so on. Just going through and tweaking and balancing and having a look. Every now and again, someone will run out or overfill or something else, and it's really difficult to fine tune these trades because there's the length of time it takes, there's the variability in demand as you change populations, and then there's the length of time it takes for trading once they actually get there, because they might have to wait on other trade vessels, as I've shown you before. So this is part of the dynamic aspect of the game. It's very hard to just have faith that you can leave it running and walk away, because the issue is there's so many little tweaks here and there that, you know, you'll see that I'm at the minute I'm 13.5k, but I was up at 15 point something. So it ups and down and ups and downs, and if you don't have that trade value high enough, you can quite rapidly go from +4 to -2 in an awfully big hurry, and then suddenly find yourself in a sticky situation. And by the time you've figured out what's going on, you've burned through a whole lot of cash, as I've said, which is why we wanted to get that buffer of money. And I would say now at this part of the sort of late mid game, which is where we're at, we need at least 150, 200,000 in the bank at all times, because when people get upset about something, like you're minding your own beeswax here, and a trade stops, and for some reason you can't get sewing machines, or something like that, this will plummet very quickly. And when that plummets very quickly, this number at the bottom descends in a rapid hurry. And when it does, you are in serious shtuck. I can guarantee it. So yeah, so it's definitely something to be wary about. Let's have a look at the New World. Let's go to Viejo Garino. Right, so here we are back at Viejo Garino, and we're trying to build some things, but we haven't managed to fully kit them out because I need to import some iron from the old world. Right, well, yeah, I'm trying to forge a path through the middle, or I am forging a path through the middle. And what have we got here? This is
There must be input for output.
yeah, it sounds like you're either run out of corn or you have a bucket load of them. You have run out of corn. So I must find out what's happened with the trade in corn. Let's have a look. Viejo Garino. Who's trading corn to Viejo Garino? Well, as it happens, nobody. So we're not trading corn. We must be trading the whole, what's it? There we go, Cruzamita. What's up over at Cruzamita? Let's go have a look what's happening at Cruzamita. It's busy. I had to build another port. But they have run out of these things. Tortillas. They've run out of tortillas. And they've run out of tortillas because they're low on corn and they're low on a bunch of other things. So what we'll do is we'll put in a little bit of a faith thing here, which this sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. So they're running low. So we'll put in a buy when under, and we'll plonk it up to about 65. Right? And we'll just, that'll hopefully mean that we keep these people happy. These people happy. These.
Singing every night.
Do they even need it? Well, who needs this stuff? You need it, right? Okay, so we'll keep them happy with their basic needs without worrying too much about this thing, because what we can do is, if we're importing this, let's not be making it, because that seems like a waste of space to me. Bricks and
No more space here.
cotton mill. Yeah, okay. I kind of need the cotton mill going. Thank you very much. And bricks will become important later, so don't you worry. Yes. Anyway, so slightly distracted, but we're forging through the path. We've obviously got these oil springs and things that we've talked about, but we're forging a way through here to try and make this connection with this part of the island. And at this stage, it's a sort of a growth thing. We want to obviously build a long harbour up here with various other bits and pieces and development, lots of houses. We've got oil springs over here as well, and we've got oil springs over there. Now that we have the oil cargo ship, these make awful lot more sense to make use of, and we can ship the oil to, I don't know, wherever we're shipping it. All the other places, Railhampton, Denbury, and Woes probably would be the Railhampton probably being the big one because, well, and Denbury because Woes is the only one with oil, and Viejo Garino is the only one with oil over here as well. So that's Viejo Garino doing fine. Thank you very much. Everybody's mostly tickety-boo happy. Listen, on this one, I can't get these guys to go up any further. I mean, I did have this filled at one point. It's obviously the trade has dipped off a little bit. But if we go to, I think, Tangatahaya.
The dream. This
No,
land
they've
is
run out of
real.
sewing machines as well. I'll double check on that and get back to you because I'm pretty certain that I had them all stocked up at one stage and they still wouldn't go up a level. So I don't know if they do go up a level. I'd be surprised if they don't. I mean, they must go up a level, don't they? Anyway, it'll be something to check on. And I will check on it. Tangatahaya, I've not done anything with. It's the same as it is, really. Or have I done this? Have you seen this? I can't remember. We came out here to just make the most of this endpoint. There is a gold mine up here, and there's a gold mine up here, and there is a gold mine up here. And I came up here because you need gold as part of the construction processes in Wost. And so I came up here and I filled in and I put in a whole bunch of cotton mills up here because they're next door to that. And we're always needing cotton. And this is bricks, which is full. And lots more cotton that I plugged in because actually I don't ship nearly enough cotton from Tangalahaya. I ship an awful lot from Cruzamita, and I probably need to make better use of Tangadillahaya, to be honest, because you can see a lot of its outputs are full, and that means we can either trade with it, or we can get it on the selling. I mean, I think pretty much everything's on the sell list anyway, except for the cotton bolt thread, or the cotton bolts, because I need that for fur coats in the old world, and I'm not in a desperate hurry to get rid of it or sell it. But there's rum, there's corn, there's beet. We could be making more of those tortillas. We've got bombins coming out our ears. We've got chocolate. We've got a whole bunch of things, which is fine. Tanga de la Haya is a mini little powerhouse, and we just haven't had the chance to balance it and make use of it, which is okay. Cruiser Media, you've seen, it's fine, not any issues. I tweak it and mess with it and tweak it and mess with it. I do. There are an awful lot of trades with Tunga de la Haya. Maybe too many, but you can see it's got a whole ton of everything, including Catawak whack whack whack. So yeah, so I'll use it and it's not an issue. Back to Woest, I wonder if my Catawak whack whack has arrived so I can start building bicycles. Hopefully it has. Where are we? We should be over here. Now then, let's have a look. Warehouse. Catawak whack whack, where are you? Further up. 194. We got tons of the stuff. Right, let's start making some bicycles. Just go get some. Make some bicycles. Because it's not even a need. It's just an happiness thing. Sewing machines. Everybody wants sewing machines. Cheeky monkeys. These I need a couple hundred more engineers before I can unlock these. Which is fine, just fine. Suit yourself. Oh, it's ready to be constructed. Oh, Evans. There we go. Advanced weaponry is on the way, sir. We'll see how that all goes with balancing everything out. Oh, there we go. Hey, look, there's our first steamboat. It's, yeah, it's a shape. it's an interesting design. Yeah. Cool beans. Maybe it moves quicker. I mean, you'd hope so, wouldn't you? Right, and what did we say we wanted from this dry dock is we want one of these bad boys because we want to start shipping stuff to Dedenbury. So, I've got some things to do. I've got a few bits and pieces to do. I've got to get Dedenbury together. I've got to balance out trades to Tanga de la Haya. I've got to expand Railhampton. I've got to expand Dedenbury. I've got to finish building off things like Viejo Garino and stuff like that. You know, and it's just, again, it just astounds me the amount of time this takes, which is, you know, city builders are not meant to be quick. These strategy games, is a lot of it is micromanaging, and pardon me, it does take an awful lot of time, and like I've said, it's all, I mean, it's not too bad when you get into it. And I've come over here because we are in the new world, and I just wanted to have a look at something that I noticed. Yeah, there's crocodiles down here. Look at this fella. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, there's another one. There's like weird little details like this, like plants. There's plants in the bottom. I haven't seen any fish, so I can't speak for fish or anyone skinny dipping. But you know, it's just there's just little things like that which are kind of fun. I don't see anything in the sea, but yeah, there's things like that that are kind of fun. That you go, and when you do have 5 minutes, just go and have a little nosy about and just see what you can find. You know, lurking on top of the mountains. What's up there? You know, anything lurking up here? Any sneaky little things? You know, but look at the texture and the detail and the top of the mines. These little fellas doing stuff or not doing stuff and moving stuff about. It's so good. It is so good. So anyway, yeah, it's a marathon, not a sprint, and a lot of it is balance. And like I said, you kind of need to go around, and maybe I've bitten off more than I can chew. Maybe I've gotten to the stage where I have too many islands. Maybe you're better to have lesser islands than more. I mean, I take my cues from the NPC AIs and how they behave, and they seem to do a lot of expanding, but they can juggle everything, obviously, and I can't. I have to look at every individual item as itself. I can't look at 500 items all at once, you know, every second. I can't, you know, balance everything every second. So I'm always going to be playing catch up as a human versus an AI in this regard. Or at least, you know, a computer program in this regard. So yeah, so it's just, it takes time. It takes time and it takes patience, and it's just a case of, you see, like, I'm back down to 7,000 again. So something is going on somewhere, and I need to go and have a look at it. And the other thing you'll see is, even though I've I've got 7,000 coming in, and my money is going up, it keeps dropping down again. Now, admittedly, I've just spent a bit of money and probably some sizable chunks of money, but there's also what this doesn't show you is trades happening in the background. So when you see a thing come up and says so and so has just fulfilled a trade somewhere, that not only means that they have bought something for you for which they are paying or trading, but it also means that they may have traded something with you for money, and you'll see your money drop. So I've had that before, and I've suddenly gone from having a truck ton of money to having no money, and I've gone, what happened to my money? And I've watched it during trades, and sometimes it drops. And I presume that there's something. There's also, if you, and I didn't know this, but I went and had a look at the financials. And if you go and have a look at your finances tab, and you've got your income versus expenses tab down, and you scroll down, it says, pardon me, royal taxes. So, hold on a minute. So on top of all of the maintenance costs and everything that I'm paying for my production buildings, which tend to be the most expensive by a long chalk, is royal taxes comes in a hot next. So I didn't realize I was being goosed for that as well. And you obviously have to be aware when you're looking at Island shares as well, is that dear old Beryl's got a couple of my shares. Now, if I wanted to do that, I'd have to spend 122,000 to get that back, and that means that I would rob her of a debt of 435 on my island, which is fine-ish. Nobody has anything in the rest of my islands. I did have a share in Willy Wibblestock's islands, as you recall. I ran it short on money at one stage, and I had to sell it. And I think the issue in the old world is these islands are just now ridiculous. It's like 1.7 million for a share of that island. It's quite frankly ridiculous. For Woes, which is probably my most developed, 282,000. So it's still a sizable chunk of coin for somebody to do that. I think Denbury would probably be the next one. Yeah, 166,000. In the New World, probably less of a drama. Yeah, a little bit. What's Beryl running at over here? 147. I mean, she's really developing away, because she's so much better at it than me. But there you go. Oh, yeah. Well, gosh, it's been an age, and I've been doing quite a bit. So I think what I'll probably do is to get this out to you so that it doesn't drag on too long between videos. I will leave it here on the beach at Tanga de la Haya, because we kind of need to get this video out, and I need to move on to getting another video put together, and I need to move on with trying to get there's the fish down there. It's part of the fishing pier or whatever they are. It could be anything, couldn't they? Barracuda. Haven't got a clue. Yeah, so blimey. I mean, blimey O'Reilly. It's been a heck of a last several hours, but I do have some comfort in where we're at. I see that my income has now dropped again, so we're still now dropping. I'm gonna go and have to deal with that. I probably need to do it sooner rather than later. It'll be to do with Woast, I guarantee it. So drop a like if you're liking it so far and you're learning something about the game. Just watching me tinker about and discover things and find out what's going, and have these little conversations about what I've had to do and what I've had to balance and things to keep an eye on, and maybe it's things that you're struggling with, and this helps you out to understand exactly what's going on and some of those bits and pieces that I've had to learn about. Do subscribe, helps me an awful lot. It helps me produce these and feel encouraged to produce these because it feels like people actually care what I'm doing, as opposed to me just quietly ranting in an empty room. And yeah, drop a line, comment, anything at all is always welcome. Thank you very much. I'll see you all again soon. Ta-ta for now.
PlayStation